Invite your networks, y'all. Listening to Shannon Graves this morning, this afternoon. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Self-esteem is about to get real. Woo! Excited. Thank you, Lord. All right, y'all. Let's get started. Let's get started. Let's get started. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Y'all, this scope was for like the outside area. You know, you can't be talking this type of real deep stuff in a dry area, you know, just sitting around your kitchen. So I want y'all to look at the scenery this afternoon. We're actually sitting at the lake. Want you all to get a good view of where we're at. Because when you're talking self-esteem, it gets real. Yes, ma'am. I most certainly will. Thank you, sis. So, y'all, when we're talking self-esteem, it gets real, okay? So, we actually came out here to get some fresh air so that we don't feel so stuffy. But I am Romonica Jones. I am your Midnight-Midwife. I am also your licensed counselor. So I definitely wanted us to start talking therapeutically. You know, I want y'all to get the best of both worlds because for the most part, they are intertwined, you know, your spirituality as well as your counseling. So when we're discussing self-esteem, first of all, we need to identify this beast, okay? Self-esteem is a beast, all right? It's like, you know, it has to be dismantled, and it takes several conversations in order to do that. So first of all, let's identify when you do have self-esteem, all right? And I want to start with the positive because a lot of times we shy away from this topic because, you know, it has been so butchered. But when you do have self-esteem, you feel okay with being alone. Oh, we got to breathe on that one. You're okay with being alone because the word alone means all own, all one. When you break that word alone down, it's ALONE. So when you have self-esteem, you are all one. You are whole within yourself. You are complete within yourself, and you are okay with being all one, alone, okay? So you know that there's an issue with self-esteem. Thank you for inviting your followers, the Candy Diva. I love you, lady. I got to put on the payroll, y'all. This girl is good to me. So that's one of the signs that you know that you're doing pretty good in the self-esteem area, because when we're not comfortable with being alone, when we're miserable, when we're depressed, you know, when we think that being alone is a jab to our identity, that's because we're not complete within ourselves. We're not whole within ourselves. And self-esteem has to deal with your identity. So when you need to be with someone in order to define who you are, oh, that's something. When you are not complete within yourself, when you cannot enjoy a movie night by yourself or a dinner date all alone by yourself, that means that you're depending on other people. That means, number one, you are dependent. And any man will tell you that they are not into codependent needy women, y'all. So when you are codependent, that means that even if when you get in a relationship, you're gonna want to know, where is he at? Why did it took you so long? Who is that on your Facebook account? What y'all doing at work? Because you feel that these other people are a threat to you, because you feel that they are a threat to who you have defined yourself by. And in these cases, you have defined yourself by a man, or you've defined yourself by a woman. So anything that comes against that relationship, you're automatically, getting paranoid. You're automatically getting anxious. Your heart is automatically pumping if you see him with a girl, and that, I've never met her in the family before. I've never met her. And y'all, a lot of times it's nothing going on, but that's signs that your foundation is not right. That's right, Sheena. Company of oneself. That's signs that your foundation is not right. And the reason why your foundation is not right in these cases is because you are battling with an issue of self-esteem, which means that you are defining yourself based on the love that you're receiving from someone else. Means that you're defining yourself. And men, come on, because I'm not going to let y'all men get away either. Come on now, y'all dealing with some of the same issues that the women are dealing with as well. So men, you might define yourself based upon how much money you make, what type of car you drive, what type of house that you live in. Okay, and so anytime that you use outside forces to determine who you are, let's look at the word in itself says self-esteem, meaning that the only person that can truly identify who you are is yourself. It doesn't matter that he left you. It doesn't matter that she rejected you. It doesn't matter if you're unemployed at this time. Men, it doesn't matter if you don't make it as the same amount of money as your older brother. It doesn't matter if you're not doing as good as your best friend, because your self-esteem is identified by yourself. You and you alone. Another reason where we battle with self-esteem issues of that is when you compare yourself to other people. Okay, and we just talked about that. We are going to post, God gave us a powerful message on playing it safe costs you. It costs you. And so in there we talked about the fear of people comparing themselves to other people. So sometimes y'all, low self-esteem is based on what society say we should look like. If you might be darker skinned, or you might be a little bit more heavier set than somebody else, or, I don't know, it might be acne scars, whatever you might be dealing with, that society tell you that this is not cute, this is not Beyonce ready. Okay, well then that can create low self-esteem based on cultural norms, based on what society says is beautiful. And so y'all, not only can we not give into what people say about us, okay, not only can we not give into what the next person next to us is doing, because we could actually really care less, although we wish them blessings. But the third thing, y'all, is that we cannot give into what society say. Okay, and I know this sounds so cliche, but a lot of us have been living like this for so long to where we are numb to these teachings. It don't even hit us. Because you know what? We've already got the defense mechanism prepared. Oh, that's my friend Shay. I don't act like that. Oh, yeah, that reminds me of my cousin Brenda. She should be on this Periscope right now. But the truth of the matter is that somewhere we have gone cold to living in a world where it's okay for us to have children by men that don't love us enough to commit and marry us. Somewhere, y'all, it's okay that we've given our bodies, given ourselves, given our hearts to people that did not appreciate us. Somewhere along the line, frenemies have become so common to where we have created a word for it. Because deep down, we don't have the self-esteem, which is the self-worth, the self-value, the self-love, the self-acceptance, the self-confidence to kiss every last one of our frenemies goodbye. So we've created a word for it because it's so common. So y'all, if we look at the signs of it, somewhere y'all, fear has gotten so common. Thank you again, Sheena. Somewhere y'all, fear has gotten so common to where we would rather be a side piece. Come on, y'all. Come on. We would rather be a side piece than to stand alone, all on, in order to wait for that person that God has for us. Somewhere along the line, you all, society have told us that beautiful and self-esteem is defined by what type of makeup that you wear. I don't care if you're wearing MAC makeup. It does not matter to that man if you're wearing Kate Von D makeup. It does not matter to to the supervisor that's going to be promoting you if you wear, Versace or Abercrombie and Fitch. Because all of those things are outer things. And you all, to be honest with you, society has made a $1 billion industry off of selling you your self-esteem. Because if you buy this name brand purse, you're somebody. If you wear these red bottom shoes, we've just given you an identity. Now all of a sudden, you are somebody to be admired. But the truth of the matter is that they have women in red bottom shoes that's going home and getting beat. The truth of the matter is that they have women with MAC lipstick on or MAC makeup on that is right now dealing with another woman's husband. Why be that side piece? Why be? So in other words, y'all, the MAC makeup, it does not make you. The makeup does not make you. The clothes do not make you. The size of your body does not make you. Your hair, the amount of money that you make, do not make you. And if you are looking like Halle Berry, and let's say that you're looking flawless, but you're going home and you're married and you're going home every night by yourself. Or if you're in a relationship and this person is supposed to be committed to you, but you cannot find them. Or let's say that you get the promotion, you get the supervisor job, but guess what? You're just as ignorant and ghetto as the people that you're supervising. How many of you all know that what defined us in those cases do not hold up the fire? It does not hold up to the fire of the level that we should be on when you have true self-esteem. Because guess what? True self-esteem will make you be so confident in yourself to where you realize that I don't need makeup at all. All right? True self-esteem is when you're so confident in yourself that you can wear clothes from the dollar store and understand that it's me that makes the clothes. The clothes don't make me. And guess what? The $5 clothes that I purchase or the $5 shirt that you purchase off the clearance rack, guess what? That $5 shirt is all the more better because it's been placed on your back, because it's laying across your shoulders. Okay? So y'all, when we understand that self-esteem means that we are defining ourselves by outward things. We are and some of us, and this is another reason why we knowing that we're dealing with self-esteem. When you are impatient, when you cannot wait to get married. You cannot wait to get out of this season that you're in. You're not able to sit at the lake and enjoy, dinner on the lake by yourself. You're just so anxious to get out of this season. And the reason why you're anxious to get out of this season is because you think that it takes away from you. that you are alone, or you think that it takes away from you that you're not at that next place. And the reason why it takes away from you, my love, is because you have identified your worth based on if you are single or if you are married. You have identified your worth based on, do I make more money than my sister make? You have identified your worth based on, I'm 30 years old. Have I finally been promoted, to become partner of the firm? Have I finally gotten that degree that all my sisters and brothers have? And so, y'all, when you have based your worth on those things, you feel worthless when you don't have it. Oh my gosh. You feel like you're not worthy. And a lot of us, I know I can speak for myself, I've been in relationships where I was trying to prove my worth to this person, trying to, overcome their rejection of not receiving the love that I knew that I was worthy of now, but didn't understand that I was worthy of at that time. And so if you've ever found yourself in a relationship where you're always giving, you're always doing the work, you're trying to prove yourself, you're trying to make them see your value, you're trying to make them see your worth. And y'all, I'm sorry to bring this to you, but this is not limited to relationships between man and woman. And I'm not talking about homosexuality. Sometimes when you're the black sheep in your family, you're trying to prove to your family, look, y'all, I am going to be successful. I am doing something. I have enrolled in school. So not just man and woman relationship, although that is our primary target tonight, because we want to focus on that and we want to deal with that. But also, if you're at a job where, no one else is giving their all, but you're always feeling like, I'm barely hanging on if I don't raise my hand up and volunteer for each and every assignment. Y'all, to be honest with you, some people will actually see that you have worth, but because you don't know your worth, they'll take advantage of that. That guy that you're with that does not want to commit, that does not want to settle down, a lot of times they know you have value. But guess what? If they can buy you for a lesser price, why not? Don't we buy clothes on sale all the time? This is good. So guess what? If those red bottoms sell themselves short and put themselves on a $10 rack, guess what? I'll be the first to buy them, and so will you. So you have to actually look at yourself and say, look at your life. Look at your friendships. Look at your relationships. Look at, your history, where you're coming from and where you're going. And ask yourself, have I been putting myself on sale? Have I been downgrading myself unnecessarily? Okay. And so a lot of times, and y'all, why is this important? And let me tell you, I wouldn't even bother you with this if this was not relevant to where you're going. The reason why this is relevant to where you're going is because the husband that God has for you, he has worth and he knows his value. And he cannot see you because you've not found your worth yet or your value. So he's scanning the room and he's looking for the woman that has value. He's looking for the woman that's going to tell the jerk in the hallway that's hitting on everything that has legs. He's looking for the woman that's going to tell that jerk, no, thank you, and don't grab my hand like that. Right? So, so we're talking about these sweet 16 promises. But y'all, are we at the place to receive them? And I love you so much to where I will tell you my story and be transparent with you so that you can get to that place that you need to be of healedness and wholeness, so that the husband that you've been waiting for will be able to identify you. Because y'all, a lot of what we're giving him, women, is we're giving him what happened to us. Oh, it's getting quiet in the room. Steady Divine is saying preach. But it's getting quiet. Y'all, my ladies have dropped out of the building. Oh, it's like an atomic bomb. It is real. Y'all, we're giving him what our parents said that we wouldn't be. We're giving him what our dad didn't do. We are bottling up all that rejection, all of that fear, okay? Because perfect love casts out fear. And when you learn to love yourself, when you learn to embrace yourself, you understand that it does not take away from your value whether you are married or single. It does not take away from your value if you can afford MAC makeup or if you can afford makeup from Walgreens. Because let me tell you, for the longest time, I would wear corner store makeup because guess what? It didn't make me. And I didn't give into the name brands. I still don't, because I feel like if that shirt is on Romonica's back, then guess what? I have done that shirt a justice. I've done that shirt a favor. So guess what? The name brand does not do you any justice. It's our job to do it in some justice. So y'all, we're saying that to say that we do not want, these billion-dollar companies to profit off of our low self-esteem. We don't want MAC to profit off of our low. We don't want these name brands to profit off of our low self-esteem. Because the truth of the matter is that when you don't know who you are, somebody will slap a label on you and tell you who you are. And how many of you all know that when they tell you who you are, they're only going to tell you what they want you to be. And sometimes it's not necessarily your true worth. Thank you, Steady Divine. I appreciate the hearts and the love and support, as well as the Candid Diva. And thank you all for tarrying with me today. I know this is a tough topic, and guess what? That's why I wanted us to come outside. So I didn't want y'all to say I was suffocating you in the house. So yes ma'am, love you too, lady. So I wanted y'all to come outside and get some fresh air. I want y'all to get some fresh air. And thank you for the website that Sheena's lifted up. It's www.liveblessedglobalministries.com. So y'all, self-esteem has to, number one, be defined first by you. Second of all, we have to deal with these issues of what has happened to us. If you have dealt with rejection as a child, if you did not feel that you were favored, if you did not feel that you were loved, if your dad was not there, if your mom was so interested in finding, a mate for herself to where she really could not be a mother to you, we have to acknowledge those things. If you got looked over for the promotion, if you are the only person that's in your circle that is not married or engaged, if you did not graduate, or get the degree that you had always envisioned for yourself, if you did have the baby out of wedlock, if you were the teenage mom, if you are the man that's having a hard time finding a job, and for that matter, even finding a woman that's willing to stick with you and see worth and value in you through the rough times, if all of those things are true, understand that it does not define you. Understand, it really helped to heal me when I truly understood how much God loved me. Because sometimes loving us is not modeled to us. It will be easy to love and embrace our flaws if we saw somebody doing that for us, right? Or if growing up, we had a mom that loved us through all of our imperfections, and our dad was always there to kiss every bruise. But y'all, in the real world, that's not true. So what we learn is that we're actually placing our self-worth and our self-value on other people that are equally as frail as we are. How many of you all know if mom was so busy trying to find a mate to love her and she wasn't able to be the mother that we needed her to be? How many of you all know that placing our self-esteem on whether or not mom loved us or not is actually placing our self-value on someone who themselves is still desperate in need of love? So y'all, we cannot put our self-worth and self-value in the fragile hands of broken people. Because guess what? Even when we become parents, we ourselves will not be perfect. And there might be some times where we want to grab that door and run out because it's not easy. But nonetheless, our self-worth and our self-value is not determined by the people around us, but it is determined by our self-esteem. And I want y'all to hit this from the beginning as well, because you might have missed the praise or missed the comment in the beginning. And I'm going to tell you what really began to heal my heart when I really started to deal with self-esteem. Because number one, God is a God that prepares us. And thank y'all for tarrying with me. And so it's hard for him to give you a husband or to give you a wife or to make you a mom when you don't know who you are. How do you know what to be to him when you don't know who you are to you? Oh my gosh. How can you pour love into that needy child? It's going to take away from you to pour into a needy child. It's going to aggravate you because you know what you're going to be saying? I need to be loved. I need attention. I need my time. I need my way. So the things that we're believing in God for, he's preparing us for these things. Because how can he give us these things when we have not settled anything within ourselves? Okay, so the way the Lord really began to heal me and deal with me is when I heard the Holy Spirit say, and this is how he modeled love for me. And when it's modeled to you, then guess what? You can repeat it. You can replicate it, right? I'm Romonica Jones, your Midnight Midwife. I'm also your licensed counselor. And here's the bombshell, y'all. The Holy Spirit told me, he said, Romonica, Jesus and God love you so much. Because I was the type of person that I wanted the focus to be on me. And God told me, he said, Romonica, we love you so much that if my son, if Jesus had to die on the cross all over again, just for you, he would do it. And you know what? I was a little selfish. I was like, God, I know you died for everybody. You died for everybody on the cross. So I want some special attention downloaded from you. And y'all, some of us on this scope, we have not had that love. We've not had that attention. We've not had that nurturing. We've not had somebody to love us through our flaws. Amen, steady divine. Amen. We have been rejected. We have dealt with abandonment. And guess what, y'all? Not only has the world abandoned us and rejected us, but self-esteem is when you began to reject yourself. So when you start picking up on what they said about you and how they feel about you, to the point to where it is a tormenting spirit. Because it's a spirit of rejection, which means that every time somebody do something, you take it personal. Oh, they didn't call me today. Now I'm upset. It's a spirit of rejection. Oh, they didn't call my name on the program, but they called Sister So-and-so. Oh, she walked in and didn't speak to me. Because y'all, a lot of times those people are not even feeling that way about you. But it's because we've picked up on that spirit of rejection, which is connected and intermingled with low self-esteem. And automatically we're finding it difficult to get along with people because they're having to bear the burden of our self-esteem, of our self-value. And no one can do that without you. Wow. So God is so good to where, when we find ourselves easily rejected, I'm reminded of somebody that I used to work with, and she used to sell different things, and, and sometimes it would be things that I would like, and sometimes it would be things that if I didn't like it, I wasn't going to buy it. I just believe in being real. I'm just not fake like that. And I would notice that she would have an attitude with me anytime I did not purchase her items. And so, y'all, it's easy for us to see that spirit of rejection in other people, but it's harder for us to see it within ourselves. So, y'all, I want, between this time and the next scope, I want you to take a look at yourself. Are you the one rejecting yourself? Are you the one that's saying that you're not worthy of a God-fearing man? Are you the one that's now settling to be with a cheater? Are you the one that, the people in your family say, well, oh, you're not the singer, you're not the creative one? Have you bought into the fact that every time you get ready to sing a solo, all of a sudden you're choking up now? Amen. Introspection. That is so true. And that's introspection. Introspection is when you look within yourself and begin to spec, with the eye, take a lens and look within. Amen. And so, are you the one now where the family has told you you're not the singer, or you're not the brain whiz? So now all of a sudden, every time you get ready to take a quiz, you're choking up because you're now believing what they've said. Or when you get ready to sing, your voice is trembling because you've been told that you're not the creative one, you're not the singer. So y'all, are we forfeiting our own promises? Are we the giant that is in our own promised land, that is both desiring these promises and yet repelling them? Because if you find yourself worthy of a God-given husband, God is so God, he can send him to you. If you find yourself worthy of a promotion, to be the business owner, to own the nonprofit, just like the Candy Diva, and I want y'all to friend her and visit her website. She has a candy factory, and she's just been going all over the world doing events. But if you find yourself not worthy of being that entrepreneur, then how can God bless you when you don't see yourself that way? And it's not that God is not able. Too many of us is blaming God. We're saying, well, God, you're not doing it for us. God, you didn't do it for us. But it's not God, because God is so God to where he could do it. But would you sabotage it if your husband came home 10 minutes late? Because he is now your identity, because you don't have one of your own. Would you sabotage the promotion because you're so busy wanting to be accepted by the people that you supervise? Man, you can't worry about being accepted by the people that you supervise, because guess what? Some days they're going to like you and some days that they're not. But will your self-esteem be able to handle the days that they don't? If God gave you the daughter that you want, if he gave you the son, if you have the child that you've been always wanting for, are you whole enough to raise that child? Even when they get mad with you and say, you didn't give me my candy, you must be a bad mom. Would your self-esteem be able to still not give them what they want because you love them enough to make sure that they have the discipline and the structure that they need? So y'all, it's not always the giants that's in our promised land that we have to worry about. Sometimes it's the inner demons that has gotten within. And we have to go before God to heal us. Because if he would die on the cross all over again just for a wrench like me, Romonica Jones, imagine what more he would do for you. Imagine how much love he could pour into the area that you hurt. The area that year after year you're in that same relationship. A different person, same thing. Hurt, fearful. When you get the promotion, not ready for it because you've not believed in yourself. God can go right into that area and he can heal everywhere you hurt. But we have to get to a place where self-esteem is not cliche. Like, oh my goodness, I know I'm not what happened to me. And when self-esteem gets that cliche, it's because our heart is so cold to where we don't let the reality sit in. The reality that we have been hurt. The reality that the words they said, sticks and stones, it kind of broke a little bit more than just our bones. The reality that aloneness sometimes take a toll. The reality that as a man, you want to be able to provide just as much as the next man can. So we have to let that reality set in that, you know what, it did cost us something to go through what we went through. But we have to make a decision that we're not going to live in the hurt. We're not going to live in the pain. But perfect love casts out all fear, even the fear of rejection. So let's receive the love of God. Let's face those issues. And if no one loves us, let's learn to truly love, embrace, accept, support, and believe in ourselves. Thank you all for joining. Let's go out to some music and hit that replay button and heart me up. Share this with your followers, because you all, the Lord just placed upon my heart that it's time to get deep with Periscope. You know, we just been kind of being cute on Periscope. Let's deal with some real issues. Let's deal, like Steady Divine is hearting me up. So let's deal with some issues of the heart. I am Romonica Jones. I am your Midnight Midwife. It has been my pleasure. And I know sometimes I'm laughing, but y'all, today was not a laughing matter. It was real. But y'all know I want to have fun with you, and I love you. I'm Romonica Jones. I am your Midnight Midwife. Moreover, I am your licensed counselor. Visit us, just like Candy Diva said, on www.liveblessglobalministries.com. Thank you, Steady Divine, for the hearts and love. Thank you, Candy Diva, who said she would be rejoining us later on the replay button. And this is going to be a series of things. So today we are only on part 1, and this is the first layer. But like an onion, if you would join your licensed counselor, I will be so honored to pull away the onion peels with you. Love you. God bless you. Happy Sunday. I love you if no one else don't. And I know that there are plenty who do, especially God, who would die on that cross all over again, and who sent his son to die on the cross just for you. Love you, and God bless you.